Remain in Parliament because it is a chamber for legislative duties where statements and debate are documented. But the chamber, a preserve for members of Parliament, is where some legislators now chat and fidget with their phones while serious business is ongoing. My colleague Evelyn Tinma asks whether there should not be reforms.
Per the rules of Parliament, it is unparliamentary to chat with colleagues while proceeding is going on here in the chamber. It is also unparliamentary and against the MP's code of conduct to constantly be on one's mobile device, responding to either emails, interacting with constituents on social media, or catching up on the news. But that seems to be the norm in Ghana's Parliament, and the situation seems to be getting out of hand.
MPs who do not show interest in the issue being debated or discussed on the floor tend to engage in conversations.
Item 30. This very important statement.
June 2, 2022, the Lands and Natural Resources Minister Samuel Abujinapo was on the floor of Parliament answering questions of national interest, but some, though present in the chamber, appeared not bothered.
And Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration are working with the Ghana Boundary Commission.
This is just but a few. The Speaker, Alban Bagbin, was forced to make a directive.
Public Affairs Department, you are hereby directed to, from time to time, zone on the members who are in conversation for your constituents to have evidence to be able to assess you as to whether you are representing them or you are having fun on the floor of the House. This will help lessen the level of noise on the floor.
The whips of the House agreed decorum has declined.
It doesn't speak well of our Parliament because you turn into something like a mini market where you have several groupings chatting, not even knowing what's happening on the floor. Sometimes it also distracts the Speaker. It used not to be this much, but frankly speaking, it's gradually almost getting out of hand.
If business is going on in the House, members are expected to be quiet. If a minister is answering a question, the minister needs to be heard in silence. If a member is making a statement or a contribution to a motion, that member needs to be heard in silence.
According to Muntaka Mohamed Mubarak, because there are no clear-cut rules and sanctions, MPs can only be advised to use mobile devices but with decorum. The whips say it's been difficult trying to deal with their colleagues.
When you ask them that don't chat in the chamber, then they go out, and now you need their attention on the floor. You struggle, go out, get them in. They want to continue the conversation that they were having out there. So it's a real challenge. It requires a lot of orientation. Even with some liberal actions, they see you as being too difficult.
But in some other jurisdictions, the rules are stiffer. In Greece, for instance, electronic devices are banned from the plenary hall, while the Finnish chamber prohibits the use of laptops. In the US Congress also, there is a rule stating a person on the floor of the House may not use a mobile electronic device that impairs decorum. In Ghana, the House depends on the stick and carrots system, but according to Minority Chief Whip, the carrot system in recent times is limited.
People want their name to be registered in a unique way in the records of Parliament. So the Whip will make sure that he won't select you because you are a recalcitrant member. We have maybe exchange programs with other parliaments. And MPs are eager to go because, it's recorded that you were part of this small group that did this. Of late, we don't have much of that. Even travelings are not really much.
Some MPs agreed their behavior on the floor is usually unparliamentary.
It really doesn't augur well for the sanity, the sanctity of the House, more so when proceedings are carried live.
I'll also use the opportunity to plead with the constituency people that, they've sent us here for this work. So they should be cognizant of the fact that when proceedings are ongoing, it's very inappropriate for us to pick their phone calls.
The behavior of MPs chatting in the chamber obviously does not speak well of the legislature. Neither is it with the use of mobile devices in the debating chamber, where argument is supposed to be of paramount importance. But Some will argue that if there are no clear-cut punishments and digital modernization has taken hold, old-fashioned decorum and discretion now needs to catch up. Evelyn Tinkma, TV3 News, Parliament House.